Hey everybody, Vaughn here with the Vonster vlog, and welcome to Ouch to Day 104 of a year of yoga. My homeboy Ember is joining me here today, and let's get our boots off. We are going to be using the ottoman as a prop today. So be sure to use something, if you're using props here with us, use something that whenever you put your weight on it, it's not going to be sliding. You could also use bricks or a kitchen chair or just something that's not like rolly or tippy. Ooh, coming down to a seated position in Thunderbolt position. Thank you guys so much for joining me here again today. I cannot believe we're on day 104, that we're in triple digits. And still going. Whew, okay. Let's take a nice deep inhale. I can smell the acorn squash in the oven. And we had a wonderful rain last night. Ooh, it was so nice. So if you wanted to do this posture without a prop, you would do like how we've done in previous days and come into a tabletop position. And we'll inhale and exhale. We'd extend that back leg out, our right leg, and then use our left arm and start doing these rotations. Now, if you don't like being down on your hands and knees, or you actually want a different sort of challenge, we can come up onto our legs or onto our feet, and we have our hands on an ottoman. We really want a nice flat back here, keeping that spine parallel with the ground. And again, we would inhale, and I'm actually going to be a bit off to the side of my ottoman. That way I have a clear track of motion. I'm going to inhale and exhale, raising the back of my leg towards the sky. I don't want to be rotated in or out. I want my toes pointing down to the floor, my hips squared up. Inhale and continue breathing as we go 1, 2, 3. Keep that back leg up. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is really strengthening our supporting leg. I'm going to lower my right foot, come to the other side of the ottoman again so that I have a nice clearance for my arm to do a full circle. Inhale nice and deep. Exhale, lifting that back leg, really supporting it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now let's lower that foot back down. Hey, pretty kitty, how you doing? Yeah, I love you. And we can actually do a little bit of a forward fold here. Say hello to the toe beans. Say hello to the cat. I wonder. Yeah. Over here. I just wonder if I can get her little purr captured on audio, because that would be amazing. All right, to the other side. First side again. Propped up on our ottoman, hazy dog. Lift the back leg. And now we're going to be going in the opposite directions, coming up and back. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And again, we want to keep that back leg up, but let's pulse 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Lower it down. Come to the other side. Whew. This is quite challenging, y'all. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now from here, let's pulse up. 1, 2, 3, 4, woo, tipping over, and 5. There we go. Oh, so let's come back down now into our seated Thunderbolt position. Heart rate's up into the hundreds. That's pretty good. Not bad for just being in a, forward fold balance posture. So let's just calm our breathing, let our heart rate slow back down. I'd rather go super intense or like pretty intense for me, and then calm it back down. And then bring up the intensity and then calm it back down. So next we have our downward facing dog with the knee circles. We have some modifications for this, and one of them is just being on our hands and knees, kind of in a little bit of a tabletop position. So we'd come up with our wrists under our shoulders, our knees under our hips, toes turned under to provide support. And then let's lift our left knee up, and we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're scooping from behind and then towards the front. So let's shift to the other side. And I want to keep my hips square. That's a little bit more challenging for me here in tabletop position than when we're in the downward facing dog. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And so how this looks whenever we're in downward facing dog, let's prepare ourselves. Our hands are nice and balanced, strong into the floor, like really grounding. Toes turned under, inhale, and exhale, downward facing dog. Very good. Now from here, I'm going to shift my right foot a little bit more into the middle, bend my knee, and then come 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we can come down if you want a little bit of a break for your upper body. Shifting back into Thunderbolt position and maybe doing some wrist circles. Letting our heart rate slow just a little bit before coming back into our downward facing dog. Inhale and up. Positioning my left foot a little bit more centered. Bending my right knee and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There we go. And that's going to do so much for strengthening our upper body. Now from here, we're going to be doing puppy pose, which I'm going to be using the ottoman instead of some blocks today, but you could use whatever, or you could just come directly down to the ground. And so what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be cycling through. Let's come up into cat, exhaling, inhaling, still in cat, just really almost yin style, getting into that stretch. Now from here, we can bring our hands up to the edge of the ottoman. Inhale and lower our chest towards the ground. Puppy dog. Really opening through our shoulders, through our chest and the front of our body. Making sure to breathe. And then coming back up, placing our hands on the mat and pushing into cat. Now how this would look without the ottoman, because I would just keep swapping my hand positions, but without the ottoman, I'd bring my hands back forward, inhale, and exhale my chest to the ground for puppy dog. And then I'd come back up into cat. I like to mix in some cat cow in between before, and I do feel like I get a better stretch on the ottoman too. Inhale and exhale, puppy dog. And then coming back up. Hey, pretty kitty. Oh my gosh, I can see your face. Girl. You need a little catnip mouse, don't you? I don't know if y'all can see her in the mirror. Toss her a little. She's my buddy. She's my buddy. Okay, one more cat cow here. Before we come into our next pose, which is quite challenging, but we can do it. And from here, we have our toes curled under. We're going to lift, come into that hovering box, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, alternating, dropping our knees, 6, 7, and 8. Now, we could make this, we come back into Thunderbolt. We could make this a little less challenging for ourselves by just having our hands up on the ottoman. Raising our upper body kind of reduces or changing the angle of that lever. Oh, this week is kicking my butt, y'all. I don't know. We can get through it though. It's nice to be challenged, and I keep pushing that edge of, I think next week we might have a very rejuvenating week. Just slowing our breath. Letting our heart circulate our blood, just feeling it going through. So now from here, our next posture, which is the new one for today, we will be in downward facing dog. And I'm going to show you first the downward facing dog into plank, because that's the core flow. And then if you've got that, we'll be adding in where we're in downward facing dog, and then we reach with our right hand towards our left foot, and we come back, and then we reach with our left hand towards our right foot, and then we come back, and then we flow into plank, hold for however long as we can, really, and then come back up and do it again. So inhaling, exhaling, let's come again into tabletop. Just take a few breaths to really psych ourselves up. We can do this. We're going to do this. Inhale and downward facing dog. And so from here, I tend to have my feet a little too close for being able to just cleanly transition from down dog to plank. But to be able to reach my feet, I kind of have to have them forward a bit. So shuffle your feet as necessary. But while we're here, we're going to inhale and exhale, tap. Ooh, and come back. Inhale, exhale, tap. And then I'm going to place my hands just a little farther forward and come down into plank. And we're going to hold 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach and tap. Place. Inhale, reach and tap. And then place. Stepping my toes back so I can come down into plank. Inhale, coming into downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, tap. Inhale, exhale, tap. Now come down into plank and hold. 1 breath, 2 breaths, 3 breaths. Now bring our knees down and come back into Thunderbolt position. My heart is pounding. 130 beats per minute. Hot dog. Wow. So let's take a moment here now to sit. We've done the challenging part. I'm going to adjust my pants a little bit. Hey, pretty kitty. Let's pull in a nice deep breath. And I'm just sitting in cobbler's pose or bound angle. If we want to bring our feet a little closer and hold on to our ankles. Say hey to your beans. Hey, beans. Hey, kitty. I'm going to try again to get some. Oh, you saying hello to everybody, Ember? I don't know if this is a good mic for that, but I've never been able to get audio of Ember's purr before, the little noises that she makes. So that little clip might be precious to me forever. So let's inhale, exhale. We can, oh yeah, let's make some full circles with our wrists. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now let's go the other direction with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Ember says, you know what else is good for your wrists? It's petting the cat and giving me treats, she says. So now we can place our hands wherever we like, make our elbows a little heavy while we come through and make circles with our neck. So keep stretching however you feel. I'm just going to be pulling the taffy in my lower back and petting the cat. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about motivation, because motivation has not been what is carrying me through to get to 100 days and beyond. And motivation will not be what takes me to a year and beyond of consistency. But discipline has been, even when I don't feel like it, I can't even handle this cat, you guys. I cannot. Yeah. Though once I am on my mat, I'm not gonna lie, I do get remotivated even on days when I didn't really feel like it. Just having the discipline to just show up. That's all you got to start, is just take that step. Um, and then once you're there, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do the thing. And then I start to like it. And it's like, oh, wow, I'm really glad I'm doing that thing. And that positive reaffirmation every day of, because I don't know why I'll be here there just sitting, like doing work, just dreading, like, oh my God, I got to go do yoga. Like, I have to, let's go. And it's just like, girl, stop. If you had taken half of the effort to actually just get up and go do the yoga as what you have sitting here fretting about it, you'd be done by now. Like, let's go. So that's been really nice to just actually show up. But it's that discipline. So and this is a reminder to myself and to y'all, if this is helpful to you, that on the days whenever motivation isn't getting us to the finish line or even to the start of the race to get to the finish line, that's when discipline comes in hand. And it's that same discipline that I'm practicing here that will hopefully help me to put away the pile of laundry that is on my bed and to do the things that I don't really feel like doing but need done. Because if I only ever did what I felt like doing, I'd be sitting here eating peanut butter out of the jar watching cat videos on like YouTube. Because that's something I feel like doing always. But that's just me though. So those are my scattered thoughts about discipline and motivation. And I really like a nice vigorous workout like that. Like for me, this was a vigorous workout. I don't know about y'all, but for I've been experiencing like a lot of anxiety. We're in the thick of our holiday auctions, and Randy and I are making plans for 2022 to expand our business back into doing vending events. And there's so much, like, like we're working on inventory for the booth right now in the middle of auctions, and I'm like, if we put these pieces into the auctions, they would probably sell. Like, they're real. I'm really proud of them. They're looking good. And Randy's like, if we don't start actually making inventory for the booth, we're never going to have inventory for the booth. but it's just very like we're both on the same page, but we're both experiencing this anxiety of taking something and intentionally making it but not selling it now, hoping it will sell later whenever we're at conventions. So that's a little bit nerve wracking. And I'm also thinking about, I really, 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 really want to host a get together, like kind of a potluck meet and greet hangout at like a campground. Like not even like charging tickets or anything, us just putting on a party and inviting literally anyone who wants to book a site at the campground or show up for the day and hang out. And we're trying to figure that out. Um, if that's even a possibility, because it would be so much fun. Like I want to hang so bad with some like-minded folks. We don't know if we there's so much uncertainty, which we're used to taking those risks, but used to we didn't have a whole lot to lose. Whenever we started our business, it was we had nothing anyways. Whereas now we've worked really hard and had the support of so many people to get our online business going that I hesitate to um, pull any kind of attention and energy away from that in hopes of doing well at conventions again. But whenever the YouTube algorithm isn't being so nice to us and stuff, it'll be really nice that we've diversified back out into in-person events. And quite frankly, I need to see other human beings like once in a while, other than just like the mailman. So that'd be cool. Um, but whenever I've got all of these things bumbling around in my head, that are borrowing trouble, quite frankly, because there's nothing wrong in this exact moment to be causing anxiety. It's just the preemptive anxiety. And so whenever I catch myself borrowing trouble, I like to come and actually get my heart rate up, get my physical body a little stressed with physical exertion so that I can then, in the wake of all of that, experience a returning to balance and just like it's almost like a vigorous scrubbing of the chalkboard, but once it's done, we have a clean slate again, and I can start mindfully putting things back in. So I am going to go do some journaling about goals and ambitions and hopes, and I can't even call them expectations because we so don't have any expectations for 2022. We just have some hopes and determination, but we'll get there. So until tomorrow, you guys, thank you so, so much for hanging out with me. I love hearing from you down in the comments. I'm just saying. So until next time, y'all, keep on keeping on. Bye.